never desire anything greater than to be the one that you love forever in return.
Alright, I think it's finally time we talk about the rumors surrounding Lucas's new love interest possibly moving with him to Capital City. We've got some pretty exciting updates about When Calls the Heart Season 13, and we can't wait for the show to come back. It's already Hallmark's longest-running original series, and while we've got Season 12 coming up, we're all wondering what's next for Hope Valley. If it were up to us, this show would just keep going forever. So what's the latest on Season 13? Let's dive in and see what's going on. Before diving into the updates for When Calls the Heart Season 13, let's take a quick trip back to the big moments from the Season 11 cliffhanger and what followed in Season 12 Episode 1. Season 11 wrapped up with Elizabeth and Nathan debuting as a couple and Mike and May's wedding, only to have Nathan's superior Hargraves arrive with news about Elizabeth's late husband Jack. Fast forward to Season 12's premiere, we learn that a road crew has unearthed Jack's commissioner's medal near the site of the Season 5 landslide where he allegedly died. Hargraves delivers the medal to Elizabeth and informs Nathan that a new Mountie recruit, Oliver, is being assigned to him, though he's apparently at the bottom of his class. Nathan's curiosity about whether he was meant to lead the mission Jack died on goes unanswered as Hargraves departs. Meanwhile, the town buzzes about Elizabeth and Nathan's new romance. Rosemary even mentions it's all anyone is talking about. Elizabeth later visits Nathan at his office, noticing he's a bit off when little Jack mentions the medal. Nathan admits he's still grappling with grief and guilt over Jack's death. New recruit Oliver overhears their conversation and speaks highly of Jack, adding an emotional touch to the scene. At school, Elizabeth faces a challenge when Lily is too scared to join her classmates. Little Jack steps in, giving Lily his dad's medal for courage, which Faith pins on her. The gesture helps Lily feel confident, and she ends up having a great first day. Afterward, Nathan presents Elizabeth and Jack with a display box for the medal, reassuring them they'll share Jack's legacy with little Jack when the time comes. Elsewhere, Mike and May are off on their honeymoon, leaving Rosemary and Lee to juggle responsibilities at the saloon and hotel. Lee is also grappling with Lucas's request to spend 3 weeks in Capital City for a project. However, Rosemary firmly opposes splitting up their family, especially after the recent resort scandal. Instead, Lucas and Lee pivot their focus to turning the failed resort site into a national park. Lee, with Rosemary's eventual blessing, accepts Lucas's offer to work together as equal partners. The episode ends with Lucas and Lee heading off to meet Edwin, while back in Hope Valley, Angela debates leaving for school in Hamilton, and Minnie tries to keep her close to home, and Joseph reflects on how Henry might feel left out of Lucas's growing plans. Meanwhile, Bill raises questions about Elizabeth and Nathan's relationship, calling them a pair who march to their own drum. The episode concludes with Elizabeth and little Jack placing Jack's medal on a framed photo of him, a poignant nod to his legacy. Season 13 definitely has the potential to dive deeper into Lucas's love life, which has been somewhat in the background as other storylines like Elizabeth and Nathan's relationship take center stage. Given his complicated history with Rosemary and the current dynamics in Hope Valley, there's plenty of room for Lucas to explore new romantic possibilities or even deepen his existing relationships. One direction When Calls the Heart could take is exploring the complexities of Lucas and Rosemary's friendship-turned-romance. While they've been through their ups and downs, it would be interesting to see how their relationship evolves with the added pressure of Lucas's business ambitions and Rosemary's strong family values. Will their different worldviews clash more, or will they find a way to balance their professional and personal lives? Another angle could be Lucas moving forward in his own love life, particularly if he meets someone new. The challenges he faces in the political and business world could potentially leave him open to developing a relationship with someone who doesn't have the same history or baggage as his past with Rosemary. This could lead to some fresh, dramatic tension in the town and stir up new feelings. And, of course, there's always the possibility that Lucas's connection with Elizabeth might be revisited in some way. Though they've both moved on, the depth of their past could make for some interesting moments, especially with Elizabeth navigating her relationship with Nathan and the emotional weight of Jack's memory still present. There's a lot of potential for Lucas's character to get more romantic exploration in Season 13. What kind of love story would you want to see for him? Would you prefer him to stay with Rosemary, or would you like to see him explore a new relationship? If Lucas were to move to Capital City with his new love interest, it would signify a huge change, not just for him, but for Hope Valley as a whole. The idea of Lucas leaving would create ripples throughout the town, affecting everyone from Lee to Rosemary and even Elizabeth. His departure could serve as a catalyst for personal growth for him as he grapples with the decisions that have brought him to this point. It would also test the resilience of his relationships, particularly with those who have stood by him despite the public scrutiny. His new love interest could play a pivotal role in this narrative shift. A fresh romantic connection might allow Lucas to rediscover himself outside of the pressure of Hope Valley's small-town politics and the weight of his past mistakes. This person could be someone who understands the complexities of political life, providing Lucas with the emotional support and understanding that he's desperately lacked while dealing with the fallout from the resort controversy. In turn, this could push him toward a life beyond Hope Valley, one that represents a new chapter and a chance at redemption in the eyes of the public. At the same time, if Lucas chooses to remain involved in Hope Valley, his decision would likely revolve around balancing the needs of the community with his responsibilities as governor. This balance would be increasingly hard to maintain if he becomes more focused on his national park project, which could require more of his time and attention. His growing relationship with Lee could also complicate things, especially if they are tied to big projects that would require him to be away from Hope Valley for long periods. It could force Lucas to ask himself some difficult questions. Can he continue to serve as governor and be the man Hope Valley needs? Or does he have to let go of that role in order to protect his own future and happiness? Moreover, the political backdrop adds another layer of drama. With his public image in jeopardy, the pressure could mount, forcing Lucas to make a decision that not only affects his career but his entire life trajectory. The question of whether to stay and fight or leave and start over is one that many people would struggle with, and Lucas's inner turmoil could resonate deeply with viewers. The impact of his resignation or potential move would shake the foundation of Hope Valley, leaving the town to grapple with its future without him. On the personal side, Lucas's departure could be especially hard on those who have been closest to him, like Rosemary and Lee. Rosemary in particular might find it difficult to see him go, given how their relationship has grown over time and the potential for a deeper bond between them. She might even question whether their friendship can survive such a monumental shift in Lucas's life. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.